So much going on. We have pro days. We have storylines developing. We have draft conversation. We have free agency chatter still. Who's going to be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants? And J.J. McCarthy was on Up and Adams this morning with Kay Adams on FanDuel TV, and he said the Vikings have not told him he's the number one guy yet. So what is going on everywhere? We shall do our bullshit through it all. The Talks at Tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con Man. The New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel joined Don't At Me with Dan Dawkins.
That's
today.
right.
We have not got a chance to hear much of that, but you guys in a great spot with the way the mock drafts are going, sitting there at number 4.
Yeah, I feel fantastic, especially when Elliot Wolf comes out, basically the pseudo GM. I believe he is still the director of player personnel, and says, hey, look, last year we kind of drafted on, what do we need the most? This year we're drafting based on best available. So you feel great hearing things of that nature. You feel great because Mike Vrabel is also leading the way, but also who knows? You can't win any games in April in the draft, but, maybe we can.
They're saying number 1's locked up.
Yep.
Let's go to 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler.
Yes, sir.
Daniel Jeremiah said that. I think Rappaport said that. Everybody has said that Cam Ward is going to be the number 1 overall pick. Congrats to Cam.
Oh, yeah,
Congrats to Cam. Minus 700 is a massive favorite. That seems like everybody kind of understands it. Then he has his pro day yesterday.
Yeah.
Shows out completely. And I think he even says to the Tennessee Titans people like, hey, I'm going to solidify this thing today. What did you see from that pro day yesterday, and how much should we be judging from pro days?
You know what? Pro day is not a big deal. I think DJ said it yesterday. For this guy, for Cam Ward, is pretty much a proof of life. He just needed to show up, hold that day's newspaper, and show that he was alive. But he came out there and did. Heard him speak afterwards. He said pretty much a bunch of their Miami stuff, running plays, game-like reps. We knew who he is. Yeah, 3-step, 5-step, under center, moving from the pocket, things we typically see from the pro days. We all remember the Zach Wilson when he flew up the boards. But this guy, he's been a dominant competitor everywhere he's been. Watching his pro day again, it made me heartbroken again as a UM fan. How the hell didn't we at least get into the 12-team playoffs? But the record-breaking season that he had at UM and what this offense did. Cam Ward, he did what a ton of people expect him to do, and it's pretty much locked down, and he would be that number 1 pick.
Yeah, his collegiate career is obviously one that it should be chatted about a lot. Started at Incarnate Word, then he goes to Washington State, and then the NIL and the transfer portal allow him an opportunity to introduce himself to a bigger part of the world. Not that he didn't in Washington State. Obviously, we knew of him at Washington State and what they went through. And once again, we'd like to reiterate the fact we had no idea at the time that Washington State was not going to end up in a conference.
Sure. Sad.
I apologize. That's naivety out of me. I didn't know that there was that type of ineptitude at certain leadership positions, because what Washington State was building up there was awesome. Same with Oregon. I mean, there was a lot of great happening. So whenever the Pac-12 disappears, and with the transfer portal and the NIL, him getting an opportunity to go to the U, flip their entire thing, and then get primetime push, and we all kind of get introduced to him. I think it was a great play, and that's one of the upsides, I think, of the transfer portal in the NIL, especially for players.
I think last year, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he put his name, I think you said put his name in the draft, and then came back, I think it was between UM and Florida State maybe. So you're talking about coming back and really betting on yourself and now becoming, we all assume, the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Like, that's impressive.
You talk about Florida State and Miami. Florida State gets DJ Uiagalelei out of Oregon State. Miami gets Cam Ward out of Washington State, and there's 2 different outcomes. Two different outcomes there. Not that it's DJ Uiagalelei's fault, but it did not work whenever he went to Florida State at all. It worked whenever Cam went down to Miami. This throw, when I first saw a tweet, somebody said 82 yards. This dude's standing on his own 6, throws it to the other 10 or whatever the case is. I found out quick. There's no 50-yard line. There's no 40s. Yeah, we had 10, 20, 30, 30, 20, 10. Yeah, it's not. Some people watch that video. They're like, that guy's throwing for the 5, the other 10. Holy shit! Which is definitely worthy of the combo. I think it's like 54 yards rolling across your body fadeaway, which is still a dime.
Yeah,
absolute dime. And he had a lot of time to get it there.
Whoa! What are you saying?
Plenty of time.
Up there.
What are you saying?